to you by common sense. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 million on the rise again. Yes. And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 million on the rise again. Yes. And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. To you, Jeremiah. I'm finna bring the fire. Cause on the second turn, you gon' crucify the Messiah. Roaring like a lion instead of being defiant. You better come together and try to form an alliance. Black Jesus minister, new heavyweight champ. Finna turn the lights on instead of using a lamp. They trying to keep up with us, but they niggas catching a cramp. Hebrew Israelites, now that's the name of the camp. That's a divine prospect. Shout out to the brother Ron. When they see the Hebrews, other ideologies run. Then apologies come, forever calling us dumb. Breaking all of the facts and leaving silent and numb. So Kwame Yashala, call up Daniel Allah. We got no problem, tell the truth and we follow. Got skilled debaters, like Michael Edwards. We never go run, PowerPoint we bring the lecture. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 million on the rise again. And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 million on the rise again. And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. We see you talking down when you're doing your interviews. We got a multitude of knowledge, so how can we lose? Used to be in the game, so I give them the blues. Welcome to the Lions Den. We deep when we face you. I know it's hard to understand your ancestors was a slave, but charity, biblical knowledge, homie, we get played. Intellectually, I know you really hear me. You're standing right here next to me. Yeah, you gon' get this work, but Father don't spend his time. That mean he fit this curse. Be the people like it or not. Take a look at your block. The rise of AOC, Masharai, Sha'ala, we got it on lock. Identified through our conditions. Try to label us African without permission. Never laying down, tapping out, no submission. See us in the streets every day, we on a mission. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 million on the rise again. And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. Welcome to the Lions Den. 144 million on the rise again. And you better show some intellect. That'll be the only way a nigga ever get respect. We get a certain type of treatment in the conscious community. We get a certain type of treatment in the conscious community in which you are at the forefront of, son. So what we're saying is that we want to have a dialogue and discussion about what is good for black people and what should we be dealing with within our communities and our faith. Man, we wanted to have an intelligent conversation. So why don't see everybody doing it?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a duel of a century, a debate to determine which is beneficial, the Bible or Ma. Now, in this corner, we have a servant of the Most High. We have a man of diligence and principle. I give you Sharathaza Yah. Now, his opponent, a worthy adversary, a man who's been through most, a man who survived so much in life. I give you my brother, my friend. You girt holders are in trouble now, King 7.
Yo, what up? Do water. All right, man. So it's been a lot of anticipation for this discussion, this debate. Which is best for black people, Mayat or the Bible? Right? We got the brothers have shown up to bring forth their information. We want to give them an opportunity to do so. Right? We want to give let you know that this is the Lions Den Debate League, where we're bringing forth fair scholarship on all levels, giving brothers and sisters an opportunity to express themselves without bias, right? So without further ado, man, we want to give all praise and glory to the Most High and bring forth this very serious discussion, man. We want to give shout outs to the Light Magazine, Information Age, Shout out to the Gladiator School. Shout out to Maccabees TV. Shout out to FOPE. And we got our brother Jeremiah Judah as the timekeeper. I am your moderator, Jeremiah. Please say the Yah. Jeremiah. All right. So Jeremiah, you got any opening words?
All right, shalom, family. I appreciate everybody, coming out to check out this debate, and may the best debater win. Also, we want to give a shout out to Black Jesus Ministry. Shalom.
Yeah. So, we're gonna kick this thing off right. Which one of you brothers are going first? We're having 3 10-minute rounds, and then we're gonna have a rapid fire question and answer round, and then we're gonna go to the audience, allow you all to participate in this conversation, which is best for Black people. All right. So, you brothers want me to flip a coin? Which one of y'all want to go first?
All right. Hallelujah. I'll go first, Jeremiah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So they're gonna introduce themselves, or are we just gonna start now?
Go ahead, Ak. You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all praise, Kwam Yasha'Allah, which means rise, Israel. Shamya Charawatazaya Banyasha'Allah. My name is Karatazaya, son of Israel. All right, so of course, I'm here today representing the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, and his only begotten son, Yahushai, and our nationality that was scattered throughout North, South, and Central America, even into the interior of Africa. We were called to come back to our nationality, and there has to be watchmen and women, all right, watchmen and women that's going to do the job also beside us to help our nationality to come back. All right, so just get right started off. I don't agree with a lot of things that I've been learning recently, and the main thing that I don't agree with is looking at this whole topic of ma'at. So when the question was proposed, is ma'at better for our people than the Bible? Well, hands down, the topic goes that the Bible. Reason being is because I don't see any value not only in ma'at, but the custom of the Egyptians. All right. So no value pertaining to our people and our people coming back to a better state of not only culture, but a better state of family, a better state of, all the way to economics. All right. So I don't see any value in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with attempting to help the children of Israel to hear the spectrum of the Torah, all right, the book of the Negroes that was written down and has historically been profound throughout all ages, all right, the biggest selling book in the world. But not only that, the book that has every single detail about our nationality and every other nationality written inside of it. All right, so before I get started.
Presentation, we just wanted an introduction, right? So, Steph, can you go ahead and give your introduction so we can get started with the debate?
Take heed, take notes, listen real carefully. You know what I'm saying? Just be attentive. Pay close attention to everything. That's what's said, that's what's brought out. So we can get back to our African spiritual act and being the great people that we are.
All right, that's right, Doc. All right, Jeremiah Judah, if you want to start the time, Karatazaya, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, before you start, each debater, when you do start debating, can you turn your camera on so everybody can see your face, if you don't mind? But okay, it's 7:25. You can start right now, Karatazaya. Go ahead, family.
All praise, hallelujah. So we'll start with the national call of the children of Israel that's been scattered. We're going to start with Deuteronomy chapter 6, and we're going to read the Shema, and it goes, Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power, Yahweh is one. And thou shalt love thy God, Yahweh, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. These are the words which I command thee this day. They shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently to thy children, and thou shalt talk with them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be frontlets before thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and thy gates. And it shall be that when Yahweh thy Elohim shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and the houses full of good things, which thou fillest not, and wells digged up, which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget Yahweh, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So our first thing is to recognize and realize that our nationality was brought into slavery in America. I had a conversation. I've never met the brother King Seth before, and I'm really regretful. This is actually our first way of meeting. I like to be more cordial when I meet with brothers, man. But actually seeing that, that there is a stance of people who are, for how I see, against our nationality, then I'm fine with this occasion. So seeing that there's a group of people, and me and Seth, we spoke a couple days ago, and the brother gave his own confession saying that his family was from Texas, but by way of Louisiana. Now, I don't mind saying my last name is McNeil, and I come from Missouri by way of Mississippi. Those people from Mississippi and those people from Louisiana both got off of those slave ships, which were biblically prophesied would happen. Now, seeing as that's the case, why not go back to the book which prophesies that this will happen to us? Well, this book is called the Bible today. So a lot of our family members don't have a basic understanding of not only what Ma'at is, which I'm going to say it, I don't mind at all, is straight, it's not good for the children of Israel. It doesn't have any benefits in our life setting, nor was it intended. Ma'at was intended to have no positive benefit in the life of the children of Israel. So even in learning it, having to memorize the name of the false deities that's all throughout Egyptology I'm completely regretful of it. All right. So the Most High warns us. The Torah gives us information. It tells us how to not only live, but how to reverence our one Elohim, not 42 different false gods, but one, the God of our fathers. All right. So I'm going to read this because a lot of times our people don't know these things. So round one, I'm doing a lot of reading. All right. So Exodus chapter 23 and verse 13, we are given instructions to be obedient to our Most High. He tells us by way of his prophets how to obey not only him, but how to get back to him. All right. And again, Ma'at or any other African Hamitic way is not the way to get to the Creator. All right. Exodus chapter 23, verse 13, and it reads, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, be cautious, and be careful. Why? Because there's many deceivers out here. All right. So be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth, which is one of my first offenses whenever I learned about Ma'at, because what I had to keep finding out was that every time I studied it, I had to mention the name of a false deity, of a false concept that doesn't even exist. So our Elohim, our power, Yahweh, he's a jealous power, which is why he sent us into slavery in the first place. So our people really have a condition on us to where we continually do the wrong thing over and over. We was even documented to be a people that loved the places of our captivity. Having a conversation with a brother about Egypt and Ma'at is like standing here and having a conversation with a brother that loves America. It's the exact same concept. Both of these places sent us into slavery and captivity, and you have Negroes that are holding on to them like they doing us any type of worth. The Father warned us, Exodus chapter 20. And I pray that somebody write these scriptures down and go look them up for yourself. There's no wisdom in Ma'at. M-A-A-T, which is an offshoot, a polar opposite of true wisdom. All right. There's no wisdom, truth, or life in it. All right. It's the same as memorizing SpongeBob SquarePants characters. All right. The Most High warns us. Exodus chapter 20 says what? And Yahweh spake all these things. He said, I am Yahweh, your power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. So Negroes trying to go back to Egypt or even teaching their children that Egypt is a way is a very terrible concept. We shouldn't be going back to the place of affliction. There's nothing to go back to. The Most High blew that thing down into mummy poot. It's nothing. It's dust. So the point of it, Yahweh said, I am Yahweh thy power, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. All right. At no way, shape, or time would I ever profess or confess that Egyptology or Ma'at, anything relating to, has any premise of helping our people. There's no guidance in raising our children in it. There's no guidance in helping our women to become the real daughters of Yahweh that they're supposed to be. There's no guidance in it, and even teaching the men how to behave. All right. So Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3, and it reads, after the doings such as homosexuality, such as bestiality, such as false ma'at practices, is the funeral practice of ma'at. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. After the doings of the land of Canaan, I don't care if you want to say Khan, Chahan, that's priest, Cham, all right, which is black burnt. It don't matter what you want to call it. The Most High commanded us not to do it. So if you can look back, and now I'm speaking directly to our brother King, and I really don't even like saying it. I got to learn, you know, the title that you go by. All right, because when I look up what the name means, you know, I need you to edify on that. But the point is, asking our brother, where did your people come from? And then seeing that, listen, the Negroes that came into slavery in Louisiana didn't come there on a free, fun trip. Those Negroes were bound and whipped. So when we talk about disrespecting our ancestors, all you got to do is go back less than 300 years and you would have found our family members on cotton fields being raped, brutally beaten the same way we were done in Egypt. So we can't talk about disrespecting our forefathers if we're not going to talk about the atrocities that happened in Egypt. Yahweh warns us. He says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. All right. So no respect to any of the Kemet, Hamitic culture. Why? Because I know the atrocities that they done to our forefathers. But this does not include how I feel about the Negroes that's of my nationality that are claiming Egyptology. My position is that you would drop that and that you would teach your children a different way, a way that you can actually raise them, and you will never find those principles within the book of the dead or in the false practices of Ma'at. All right. The Most High warns us, he says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. After the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. So if a brother's telling me about so-called false Ma'at, then what I expect to see is that same brother hold the principles of his funeral right, because that's all the principles of Ma'at is. It teaches you how to be prepared for the afterlife. Now, that's a funny concept when we talk to our brother, because he blatantly out of his own mouth said he doesn't believe in the afterlife and that he also believes in reincarnation. Well, reincarnation is an East Indian concept. So now you got two different belief systems coming out of one mind. The Most High said a double-minded man is unstable in all of his...
1 minute remaining.
All praise. So the Most High says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. And then he also warns us to not follow after such, which would be considered false prophets. And I yield the floor.
All right, all right, all right. So we're here to discuss which is better for black people, man. That's what we're here to discuss, right? So we have to keep these things in consideration at the forefront of our mind. This is why we're here. And I want to now pass the floor over to our brother, King Set.
All right, King Seth, it's 7:35. You got 7:45. Go ahead, family. Get it in.
All right, so I might want to say, hold on, so let's get right into it. What is my act? My act is the symbol of the scales, eyes, the spelling, and also the African crystal with the wings. This is my act. What is my act? My act is the cosmic order, cosmic laws and cosmic order of balance, justice, and righteousness.
Hey, brother, we got like a slight echo or something going on, man.
Yeah. Is it good now?
No.
It's still echoing real bad.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start the time over.
Right. We're gonna start your time over, man. But how is his volume, Jeremiah Judah? Can you hear him?
Say something, King Self.
Yeah, what's up? Mic check.
All right. Yeah, cool.
All right, sound good.
All right.
It's hold up, man. It's some buzzing like it's like a I don't know, man. It's like a
ringing on my end too, my lord.
Well, it ain't me. I ain't nothing buzzing.
Yo, Jeremiah, try muting the device that you might have the brother on and see if when he speaks it still echoes in.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Seth.
All right.
All right, 7:37. You got to 7:47. Go ahead, family.
All right, here we go. Now let's start off with is my eye. My eye is the cosmic law of order, balance, justice, and righteousness. Now, my eye
That's horrible.
is shown as scales, the ostrich feather.
Yeah, hold up, man. Hold up. I don't know what's going on, man.
It sounds like a truck backing up.
Yeah. You hear it?
Yeah.
Hold up. I'm gonna hang up and call you right back. All right, so that's definitely what the problem is, but I don't know why. Let me try to call him back.
Yeah, bet. Good.
Yes. Yes, that's much better. I think.
No, we still can hear that static, family. I mean, that echo. Maybe if everybody mute their mic except King Self and see how it goes. Say something, King Self.
Mic check 1 2.
That sounds better, don't it? Everybody mute their mic then.
Yeah, that's good. Go ahead, Op.
All right, it's 7:40. You got to 7:50. Go ahead, family.
All right, bet. We're gonna start off with these my eye. My eye is the ancient African spirituality system of the Kemetic practice. What is she? She's the sister with the wings. That's one of the symbols that she represents. What's the other symbols? The scales is another symbol. Is the ostrich feather. Now, what is my eye? My eye is the cosmic order or the cosmic law of order, balance, justice, and righteousness. Now, hold on one second. All right. Now, we're going to look at my eye as a principle. My eye represents the ethical and moral principles of every Egyptian citizen was expected to follow throughout their daily lives. They were expected to act with honor and truth in matters that involve family. And say it again, involve family, community, and the nation, the environment, and also the God. My eye as a principle was formed to meet the complex needs emerging Egyptian states that embrace diverse people. So my eye is something that connected a lot of people, something that everybody in the civilization did together. So they were just one unit. All right. So the development of such rules sought to avert what? Chaos. And it became the basis of Egyptian law. From the early period of the king, which describes himself as Lord Ma'at, who decreed in his mouth that Ma'at is conceived in his heart. Okay, now let's go back to the principles. Now, it's 4 principles of Ma'at. 4 main principles. One is order, one is balance, one is just, and one is righteous. Now, how do we get to Ma'at? How do we get, what is the definition of righteousness? Righteousness is a noun. The quality of being morally right and justifiable. Now, how can we get back to Ma'at? Oh, I went wrong. How can we get back to Ma'at? By making the right decision. Now, you might ask me how one goes about making the right decision. By following the natural law. The best decision is having knowledge of natural law. What is the natural law? The natural law is a body of unchanging moral principles regarded as a basis for all human conduct. And an observable law relates to natural phenomenon in the world. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
Damn, bro.
We can hear you, Op.
Oh, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, let's go. All right, that's a bit. Let's go to one of the natural laws. See, these natural laws is what black people need to get back to, because if we don't have this natural law, then how can we make righteous decisions? If we can't make righteous decisions, how can these decisions be just? If these decisions can't be just, and without justice, then you have no balance. Without the balance, then you have no order. And then what leads to not having order is chaos. So the whole point of my act was a walk, a day, a everyday thing that you did. You see what I'm saying? This was not a religion. This was something that everybody did. This is universal law personified and symbolized. You see what I'm saying? This is my act is an action. My act is something you do. Now, how can black people reach this? By making the best decisions. We went through righteousness. We said by making the right decisions. Let's get to one of these natural laws that black people need to get back to do. One of the natural laws is preservation of self and kind. I think y'all probably heard about, when the white man, they said it's preservation of self. See, preservation of self and kind is African. You see what I'm saying? That's the African way. The other one is not, because that's blatant self. Preservation of self is making something in its own kind and reproducing. If let's say like white folks, you can tell that they don't follow my act, so they bring chaos. Let's say a judge, he doesn't make the right, he can't make a righteous decision because he's judging you off racism. So if he's judging you off racism, then his decision that he made is not right. So he cannot administer the correct justice. So if he cannot administer the right justice, then the justice system is unbalanced. And if the justice system is unbalanced, then what's going to come knocking at the door? Chaos. If you don't have balance, then you cannot have order. So you're going to get nothing but chaos coming to your door, especially if black people going to be marching down the street, protesting, kneeling at football game. Yeah, let's look at a second. Law of opposite. Everything has an opposite. The opposite of the black woman is the black man. Opposite of the black man is the black woman. We have to understand these opposites. We have to sit down as black people and talk to each other. We have to understand our woman. Our woman have to understand her man. Because if we can't do that, we see what happens when we don't do that. You see what happens when we don't study the natural law. We don't have righteousness. We won't have justice. We won't have balance and order in our household, because we can't sit down and take the time out to talk to our counterparts and see what makes them tick and understand them. See what I'm saying? So we have another thing called extreme opposite. What is extreme opposite? Extreme opposite is the race. black, white, woo, woo, woo. We don't even sit down and think about what these white folks are, how they're doing. How they're doing what they're doing. We have to take time and study our enemies. First, we wrote a book about this called the World War. You see what I'm saying? But we don't sit down and take time to analyze it. It's like we don't even see it no more because we've been blinded by other things. We've been blinded and sat down and say that this don't matter. Let me give it to Jesus. Let me give it to your house side. Let me give it to whoever it is. Instead of taking responsibility and owning up and paying attention on the things that go around you. You see what I'm saying? Number 4 is the love is the love of peace and love. Most people nowadays they think love is you see a big booty girl and she's fine and pretty and all this here and she just she's just beautiful to you. So basically you really in love with her because it's love. You don't take time to sit down and understand her. You see what I'm saying? Love and peace comes together. So if you don't have peace, then you don't have love. It's like when you meet your wife or something like that and she says, man, he's my peace. Or you say, she's my peace. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that we need to get back to. Because if your spouse can't bring you peace in that, then your spouse probably will not bring you love. Because what's peace? Peace is the opposite of chaos. You don't need chaos in your life. If I come home from work and I gotta hear all this bullshit, then I'm gonna be unhappy. So therefore, if I'm unhappy, then my decisions won't be righteous. And if my decisions won't be righteous, then I won't judge correctly. And if I can't judge correctly, then I don't have balance. And if I don't have balance, then I'm not going to have order in my household. I'm going to have nothing but chaos in my household. I think in fact people get back to these laws, these natural laws that our African elders have set down for us, and we can see that they demonstrate it because we have a 3,000-year-old civilization that we can go to right now. Okay.
Hey, you're going down. Can you speak up a little bit, Ak? Your volume kind of going down. Go ahead.
I say we can go right there to Africa and look and see what our ancestors built. We can go do this. You see what I'm saying? We can go touch these walls. We don't have we don't use a tangible book. We can look at the walls and see where we come from. This is our ancestors' writings. We know this. This is fact. This is not this. Now, number four is the killer of the black community. The law of pain and pleasure. See, that's what's wrong with black people, man. We always trying to sit there and do something that's gonna make us feel good. We want to feel good doctrine. You know what I'm saying? We want to feel good doctrine. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that we was great. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna do something to us. You see what I'm saying? It's like we happy with staying down. It's like we happy with being beat. It's like we happy with being cursed. Why are we happy? You see what I'm saying?
All right,
1 minute remaining, King Seth.
All right, well, that's a lot of pain and pleasure. While you're on the floor right there, and I get to it in the next round.
All right, so through water for that, all praise the Most High by Shem HaShek Shai. So I'm just going to be very blunt. It's obvious that are we still? Is it my turn?
Hold on, family. Let me get the clock started before you go in. All right, it's 7:50.
Yeah,
you got to 7:50. So you got to at 6:05. I mean 8:05.
Reading the water king. We're going to start with reading antiquities. I'm going to read Hebraic text. All right. Debardium is the sayings. I'm going to read from a sapar. The sapar is called debardium. So debardium means the sayings. These sayings keep the Israelites safe. They keep our I ain't gonna call us Israelites. I'm just gonna call us our people. Just our people safe. Let's say black people. All right. Let's say world people. All right. Keeps us safe. All right. Debardium chapter 13. And this is the warning that we're given. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams. Now, this came to me last night because our brother, he asked me if I had a dream, Jeremiah was trying to kill me or did something wrong, would I murder him? My answer from last time's video, which you all can go back and see, it's an emphatic answer of no. I would not murder my brother based off of a dream. So we are not a culture of people that follow dreams. We don't follow myths. All right. We follow facts that have been written down by our grandfathers and passed down and even work to this day. So the Most High warns us. He says, if there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign of the wonder come to pass, wherefore he's spoken to thee, saying, let us go after other gods which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Either our brother that's on here that asked about this is blatantly lying, or he's ignorant to what he's talking about. Ma'at is a false deity. Ma'at is a religion. It is a belief system, even in so much that Ma'at had priestesses and priests that were called viziers. And what they did was they had images of her on their garments all the way up. Here, hold on. Wait, you know what? I'll bring out the information during the question, the question answer. But the point of saying all that is to say Ma'at was a false belief system. Now it's not relevant. It's not relevant at all. So the Most High warns us about false prophets who come and tell us and try to turn us away from the God of our grandfathers. I don't care if you was a Negro slave in Texas or Louisiana. Your grandparents called on the Lord. All right. So stop with the fake ass foolery. All right. Our grandparents wasn't in slavery talking about damn Hotep. All right. They wasn't on the plantation fields talking about help me, Ra. All right. So let's read this. The Most High warns us. He says, thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh your power proveth you to know whether you love Yahweh your power with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall walk after Yahweh your power and fear him and keep his commandments. Ma'at has no commandments for you to keep. There's self-proclamations that you're supposed to make about yourself. It's a self-deifying false belief system that makes you say, I have never done this. I have never done this. But what you didn't know was those was the things that the false deity Ma'at said. And if you said them too, then you proved that you was clean like she falsely was. But since every Negro can't read none of those things, matter of fact, we'll get into the whole fake Ma'at list because that's some trash toilet paper worthy documentation in itself. So with that being said, none of the proclamations of that have any confessions to actually help you or your children to make it to the Most High, especially if you don't believe in the afterlife. What are you even doing it for? What are you even teaching our people that nonsense for if you don't believe in it? The Most High warns us. He says, and that prophet and that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from Yahweh your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, not trying to take Negroes back into it, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage. Bondage was slavery. Just like we were slaves in America, we were slaves in Egypt also. To thrust thee out of the way which Yahweh your power commanded ye to walk in. When it says to thrust ye out, that's what these Negroes are doing. That's telling us to follow some winged false deity woman, which did have a religion, which never existed, and did have priests. So stop lying, return to the culture of the children of Israel. That's it. That's all. There's nothing that's left in Egypt at all whatsoever. The children that built the pyramids are still here to this day. I see 3 of them on the screen. Our grandfathers built those pyramids with whips across our back. And for anybody to tell our people to go back to that, you just as worse as the people who did it to us. The Most High said, verse what? Verse 6, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, now we getting personal. Since we want to talk about universal laws, let's look at family. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, your own son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom come up talking about some damn Hotep, the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is like thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve the other gods which thou hast not known. Don't nobody know about that damn heifer. Don't nobody care about none of the false cartoon character deities that don't exist, that are written on walls, stained art. That's all it is. You can find graffiti anywhere in the world, but you can't find another book like the Quran, like the Callings Out of Moses. You cannot find another book that's like the Bible, which all of you Negroes who are in that madness, your grandparents worship the God of Abraham, Jacob. Disrespect. Can somebody please mute their microphone, please? I'm hearing the echo. It's a disrespect to our grandfathers to even take it back there. It's a disrespect to our grandmothers to even take it back there. The Most High said, thou shalt not consent. Do not consent Consent means subscribe, give into. Yeah, I agree with that. No, I don't agree with it. Nor will I teach any of the children of our nationality to agree with it. You know why? Because half of them damn false Egyptian gods was bati boys. They was bati guys. They was butt rumpers. They was wranglers in the sack with other false deities, and even went to the abomination of eating sperm. So why would I even call myself after the name of a faggot false deity? I'm not going to do it, nor will I teach our children to do it. The Most High tells us to eschew wickedness. You can't get good out of evil. If it's bad, it's bad. This debate shouldn't even be happening, because all a person has to do is go and look up the origins of these false deities, and you'll find. Now, if you agree with sodomy, if you agree with rape, if you agree with having sex with animals, then have your way. Then you are a wonderful child of Egypt. You are a sodomite. You teach the customs of sodomite and then say it is universal law. Ain't nothing universal about it. It's a damn lie. The Most High tells us, he says, but thou shalt surely kill him. Wait, verse 8, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thou pity him. Now, I'm pitiful. I'm very merciful. I show pity. But whenever you start coming against dummy hardcore, coming against the Most High Creator, and teaching our children, because that's my biggest thing. Raise the children, raise our nation. Ma'at has nothing to offer. Nothing. The Book of the Dead is a book. It's called a funerary work. You know what a funerary work? It's a damn flyer for after you dead. So how can the book after you're dead do you any good for your culture right now? It can't. Sit on it. Most High says what? Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thou pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Now, I don't wish death on our brother. I've never had the chance to actually dap you up and say, Shalom, Yahweh, give you the holy kiss. Never had the chance to do that. It's a shameful thing that this is how Israelites have to interact just to get a point across. But we have to be guardians of the throne of the Most High. The Most High wants to prove that we love him, and you can't be a damn adulterer worshiping false deities and saying that you love the Most High. You will not have any form of good afterlife life. You won't even have none now. Here go another thing. In order for you to actually have a good afterlife with the so-called Book of the Dead, you got to be breaded up. So if you ain't got no shekels, if you ain't got no money right now, if you're in an apartment or a house, leasing a car, you're not rich, your ass ain't getting to the afterlife. Egyptology. Why? Because you have to pay for a damn Book of the Dead in order for you to have the spells that were inside of it recited so you can get past the false deities. All of this is SpongeBob SquarePants. All of it is the amazing world of gumball characters. All right. The Most High said, now, again, let me make this proclamation to our brother. I don't wish death on him. Death to all false prophets and teachers that teach that the Most High is not real, that the children of Israel is not our nationality. Why? Because every other false way leads us back down the same path. There's nothing to show in Egypt aside from the greatness that our grandfathers built by the whips being on our back. That's the greatness that stands with what our hands touch, not the artwork, not the false deities. The Most High said, and thou shalt stone him with stones that he dies, because he has sought to thrust
1 minute remaining
away from our Creator. It sounds like you said a marker.
1 minute remaining.
All praise. Verse 10, thou shalt stone him with stones that he die, because he has sought to thrust thee away from Yahweh your power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out from the house of bondage. And Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this among you. What's the wickedness? Teaching false deities, teaching to go back to Egypt, teaching Ma'at, teaching anything outside of the principles of our father Abraham, our father Isaac, and our father Jacob. With that, I request that you yalad him. If you don't believe the Bible, fine. At least check the heritage and the history. All right. Shalom.
All right. All right. It's getting kind of hot up in here, man. It's getting kind of hot. Yo, King Seth, I think your mic is working now, man. Let's try it. Yeah.
You can hear me on the computer?
Yeah, mute the phone call that we was on. Mute that. Damn, we just lost you again, man. No, we just lost you again. Try to mute it and unmute it. Yeah.
All right, King Chef. It's 8:01. You got to 8:11. Go ahead, family.
All this crap talking about slander and deceiving and lying.
Hey, hold up! You gotta mute. You gotta mute one. You gotta mute one of your mics.
There is the now stop muted.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, if I mute my mic. Go ahead.
All right, 8:02. You got to 8:12. Go ahead.
This man here came on here talking about slander. How dare you? This man talking about race. How dare you? This man talking about homosexuality. Man, how dare you? Talking about you with teach somebody ancient stuff. Okay, you want to talk about family? Let's talk about family. Let's go to scripture Genesis chapter 9, verse 18. And let's see, is this something that you want to teach your child? Let's see, is this something you want the black community to replicate? The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah. From them came the people scattered over the earth. All right, now here we go right there. It's the good and the meatballs. Now, how he want to talk about family? Nigga, how dare you? Nigga, you a damn lie. This Bible is a damn lie. It is fucked up. Now watch this. Let's see how fucked up this nigga mind is.
Hey, let's keep it clean, Seth. Let's keep it clean.
All right, that's a bit. Let's make sure he was righteous. Let's see if he had some justice. Let's see if he had some balance. Let's see if he had some order in this decision that he made. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of his wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. So what? You want us to skip over there and act like this man ain't get pissed and drunk and naked on the floor? This what you want to tell our children? It's cool, it's good. You want us to teach this? To get drunk and naked and lay on the floor? This is your forefather, though, right? This who God blesses. A fucking alcoholic. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. An alcoholic that get naked and pissed up. Let's keep reading. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his two brothers outside. When Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked backward and covered their father's nakedness. Their face turned the other way so that they would not see their father's nakedness.
Hold up, Seth. I don't mean to cut your wisdom. Jeremiah, pause his time. Jeremiah, pause his time. We got it's that feedback again. I don't know how we cleaned that up earlier.
All right, he had 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah, all right, 1 second, family. We just trying to clear it up because we want him to be heard. We want the brother to be heard. Yo.
It's still up. It's still up. Man, that's not on my end.
Everybody's mic is muted.
Let me mute mine.
Yeah, as soon as you muted it, all that went away.
Can you?
Okay, it's good now. I don't hear nothing. Man. Bro, man, what the hell, man? Man, that sound like some music. Ain't nothing on over here, man. Nothing. I don't know why it's try to unmute your mic on the laptop.
It's still up. It's still.
We good. Go ahead.
All right. You got to 8. It's 8:06. You got to 8:14.
Wait. What the hell? Man, I don't get it, bro. Me neither. Try to unmute the laptop.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Now we're gonna try to keep it simple with this right here.
All right, you got to 8:15, Seth.
As soon as he start talking, you gone again, bro. Like, damn, man. You're muted now. I'm muted. Say something on the you have to mute. You have to turn the volume down on your laptop. That's what it is. Yeah, it's the volume on your laptop, not just being muted, but also the volume.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Hold on, man. Hold on. No. Hello? You can hear me? Hello? You can hear me?
I think we can hear you on the laptop.
All right, you want to start? You got to, it's 8:10. You still got 8 more minutes, so 8:18. Go ahead, go.
Nah, he dropped off, man. I want to make this clear. As everyone can see, You can hear me, you can hear Karatazaya, you can hear Jeremiah Judah. The complication is something's going on. I'm not trying to blame the brother, but it's something going on with his laptop, which will not allow him to be heard. So what we did was we got him on the video, but we got him speaking through a telephone. And that's what's causing the problem, because for some reason his mic on his laptop is not allowing us to hear him. You there, Seth?
I think he jumped
Yeah,
off.
I'm here, man. I'm trying to come in on live.
Well, don't worry about
Ain't
that.
like
Just
the mic
go
working.
ahead with your information. We can hear you without the echo now.
All right, so it's
All right, that's amazing.
okay, it's 8:12.
All right, well, he want to talk about families and he want to talk about this. Now we done already seen that Ham seen his father in there butt naked.
You got the 8:20, Seth.
You see what I'm saying? He got pissy drunk and laid on the ground. Now watch this. Now when Noah awoke from his wine, found out what his youngest son had done to him, he cursed Canaan, the lowest of the slaves. Will he be to his brothers? He also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be a slave to Shem. May God extend the territory of Japhet. May Japhet live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his slave." Now, all based on the decision of him to get pissy drunk on the floor. Now he want to say, what did Ham do to him? What did Cain do to him? It don't say it right there. I'm not finna sit here and go to no Hebrew, no Tanakh, no Torah. I'm not finna go to none of that. I'm finna read what the people are reading. That's that trickery. Oh, you gotta go to this and you gotta go to that. What you trying to say? Oh, I ain't got reading comprehension. He want to talk about family. A drunk nigga just broke up his whole family, cursed his sons. How you do that? Then cursed his grandson. How is that family? This is what you want to teach our people? That it's the son's fault that you got pissed drunk on the ground? Nah, bro. Come on, let's see what else. Let's see what else he did. He want to talk about sneaking and lying and being deceitful. Yeah, let's see what it do. Let's talk about Jacob and Esau. Now everybody know the story of Jacob and Esau. He came home and he was trying to get some food from his brother. Man, what did Esau do to him when he asked him for some food? Nothing. He just asked him for some food, and then his little Mark ass sitting there making some porridge, while Esau out there hunting, getting some sustenance for the family. You see what I'm saying? He bringing them meat. This dude out here making porridge, and then got the audacity to sit here and tell somebody to give me your birthright for it. That man under distress. In a legal court of law, that would have been a non-voidable sale. Real talk, he under distress. And then his own brother? And this is righteous. You want to talk about deceit? Let's see how Esau get the blessing. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called Esau his oldest son and said to him, "My son, here I am," he answered. Isaac said, "I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Now then get your weapons and quiver and bow and go out to the open country and hunt some wild game for me. Bring me the kind of tasty food I'd like to bring it to me to eat, so that I will give you my blessing before I die." Now watch this. Now the man called his oldest son. He said, "Son, man, go out there, man, and go get something so we can grow, because I don't know when I'm gonna die." You see what I'm saying? He talking to his oldest son Esau. So what Esau do? Yes, Pop, grab the stuff and go out there and hunt. Now look at the conniving, sneaky, backstabbing little brother that come, and his mama. And his mama did it, and his mama helped him. Now let's keep going. Now Rebecca was listening. Look, she eavesdropping. Look, she listening in as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left,
When Esau left for the open country to hunt the game to bring back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, look at this. The mother is plotting on her son, her own firstborn. And this is what he want to teach this is what he want to teach our black women. Don't we got enough of this treachery, this debauchery in the black neighborhood? In the black community, we need some more. And you want to teach our children these stories? Talking about these old forefathers. This nigga ain't my forefather. He's a thief. He's a con artist. And his mama. Now watch this. I heard, look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat so that I may give you my blessing. Now, my son, listen carefully. Do what I tell you. Look, she already got a plan formulated. Go out the flock and bring me 2 choice goats so I can prepare some tasty food for your father just the way he likes it. Then take it to your father and eat so that he may give you the blessing before he dies. Do you hear this? And then you want me to claim this is my forefather? Man, I'm ashamed. I'm appalled. I really am at this behavior, this treachery of her own son. She just split up her own 2 sons. Now watch this here. Jacob said to Rebekah, mother, but my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I'm a man of smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him. Nah, nigga, that ain't no appeal, nigga. That's what you doing. You tricking him. I would appear to trick him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing. His mother said to him, my son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say. Go and get that for me. Look at that. Look at his greedy mama. Plotting on a blind man. And then the son fall right in point. He ain't even say, man, that's my daddy, man. I can't do that to my daddy. What is conniving snake ass? What he say? Mama, if he touched me, yeah, he already thinking. And she already got the plan formulated in her head. Come on, man. Now look at this. And this a black family? This what you talking about? This can help the black community? Nah, this is treachery. I don't want my kids reading this book. I don't want my daughter reading this book. Look at this. Look at this. He plotting on her own kids. You see what I'm saying? So he went and got them and brought them to her, and she prepared some tasty food just the way her father liked it. Then Rebekah took the blessed clothes of Esau, her older son, which she had in the house, and put them on the younger Jacob. She also covered his hands with smooth and goat skins, then handed him the tasty food for the bread she made. He went to his father and said, my father, yes, my son. He answered, who is it? Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of the game so that you may give me your blessing. Isaac asked his son, how did you find it so quickly, my son? Look, even Isaac like, dang, bro, you did it like that. The Lord your God gave me success. He replied, lying. He lying on the Most High. And you want me to say this is my forefather? He just lied. He just told a lie right there. The Lord your God gave me success.
1 minute remaining.
He just broke a commandment. And God bless him. The God of Israel just blessed a liar, a blatant liar, conniving. That's what he did. You want to talk about family? Don't talk to me about family. Yo, God break up every family. You see what I'm saying? Then then Isaac said to Jacob, come near so I can touch you, my son. And I know that you are really my son Esau. Even Isaac was feeling kind of messed up, like, man, hold on, man. This don't sound like homie. This don't sound like Esau. What's going on? I'm blind. The mama, look at Rebekah plotting on her own blind husband. And she just plotted on her husband and put 2 brothers against each other. And then made the youngest one, the baby. Look what she did to y'all want to blame black women? Y'all the ones started it. Talking about they teaching our children. Look what Rebekah doing. And y'all say this a blessing. Y'all want to skip this teaching. Y'all want to skip this, huh? Y'all don't want nobody to know.
And time.
Know this treachery. Oh, my bad. All right. It's going in. The brother is going in. That is some serious accusations there against the Bible. I have to say it. That is some serious accusations against the Bible, and I'm very, very interested to hear what Karatazar's reply will be concerning these accusations. Because remember, family, this is which is better for the black community, Ma'at or the Bible. So these are some very serious accusations. Karatazaya, are you ready?
All praise to God, Abraham.
All right. You got to it's 8:21. You got to 8:31.
All right, so again, obviously the brother's just bearing false witness and lying, or he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So let's look at this real quick. I'm going to present a word. This word is vizier. The word vizier is literally a person that was over, like an overseer, all right, or a so-called priest. Here go the dates for you. 2510 to 2370 BCE onwards. The vizier responsible for justice was called the priest of Ma'at. We cannot say that Ma'at is not a religion. It absolutely is another false religion. It might as well be a Jehovah's Witness. All right. So with that being said, I just want to get that out the air. First things first, Ma'at is a false religion. So all of that conversation about it being about equity and justice and bliggity blabbity, no, that's not true. It's based off of an anthropomorphic woman who had wings of an ostrich, which is the dumbest bird on the planet. The ostrich is the dumbest bird on the planet that we know of, at least. So getting wisdom from a dumb bird doesn't sound very wise to me. Learning the customs of the forefathers who wrote these principles, Ma'at has not one principle on how to raise a family. And we're going to look at that. All right. But first, since we've already shown, the first thing was to give the warning. The warning was don't follow false customs and don't follow false pastors. Don't follow false prophets. All right. That was the first warning. Now, a lot of us don't have edification on Ma'at, so therefore, anybody that comes and talks about it, their word seems to be law. But let's read a little bit, and I'm going to give some edification. All right, so we're going to look at first let's look at Ma'at itself. All right, the false deity. So first, Ma'at, pronounced Ma'at, is the Egyptian goddess. Now, a lot of problems with a lot of these family members and brothers that practice Ma'at is that within it, they have the a matrilineal system, which the woman is the head. Well, within that, you also have in the ancient custom where the women would have multiple men that they have sex with. It's a damn cuckold religion. You know what a cuckold is? A cuckold is a person to where their woman is the head over them and they get to get brodied out in front of other men. Well, that's how it was in Egypt. So if you want to live that lifestyle, go for it. I petition that the children of Israel and that we teach our daughters and even the world to not do it. All right. So Mayet or Ma'at is the ancient Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, harmony, and balance. No doubt it existed in some earlier form. She is depicted as an anthropomorphic form of a winged woman, often in profile with an ostrich feather on her head, or simply an white ostrich feather. The feather of Ma'at was the integral part of weighing the heart of the soul in the ceremony of the afterlife, which our brother just blatantly said that he doesn't even believe in. Why are you defending something that you don't even believe in yourself? First of all, it's a false religion. Second of all, it has a false God. Third of all, it has false priests. Fourth of all, it has no virtue for the children. No virtue for women, no virtue for children. None at all. So anybody following this madness, it really shows you that the double-mindedness of them has them screwed. Yo, you off. That's off. Believing in an anthropomorphic false deity who had an ostrich to represent the wisdom that she held. It has no value. Let's look and see what the Most High said about the ostrich. So how could I possibly get any wisdom from a dumb bird? From a woman who has wings and has the image of a dumb bird. Let's read. This is the book of Job, and we're going to read Job chapter 39. Yawah, but Job is another prophet from Job is a very good historical text that can be used that's been written by our forefathers that does have benefits. All right. Everything about Ma'at teaches you to do self-worship. I have not. And not one thing about it says anything else about your community. Not one thing in it says anything else about your whole nation and family operating together. Not one thing in it teaches you how to teach your woman how to be a better woman. not wearing garments that show off her body. None of the women in my family, none of the women in my household dress lasciviously. None of them show their breasts or their bum-bums. All of them cover their heads. All of them are what we call chaste, because that's what the Torah, the Tanakh, the Bible teaches you. Ma'at is not a competition. This ain't a competition. This is a time frame that we're spending teaching the children of Israel how to stay away from foolery. Let's see what the scripture says about the ostrich. The question is proposed. Job chapter 39, verse 13. Givest thou the goodly wings unto the peacock? Peacock's got pretty beautiful wings, right? Got all the pretty colors and the different, look like eyes all on. Really pretty, all right? Givest thou the goodly wings to the peacock, or the feathers to the ostrich? Let's learn about the ostrich. The ostrich, verse 14, which leaveth her eggs in the earth. That's the first problem with the Israelite woman. I seen an Israelite woman. Everybody look up Bobby Hemmett. Look up this so-called scholar. This Negro and the teaching of Ma'at is clown work. It's clown work and it's witchcraft, and it teaches you how to look at yourself. That's why when we get to the question form, one of my questions that's going to be to you, brother. So I'm going to ask you right now, brother, and you don't have to answer right now because it's my time. Reclaiming my time. Brother, are you a witch? Do you practice witchcraft? Do you subscribe to witchcraft? That's going to be my question, which I'm asking you now. So be prepared whether you say yay or nay. So with that being said, the ostrich, what? She leaveth her eggs in the earth. That's the mother leaving the children. So do I want that symbol to be the symbol for my women, for my mothers, for my sisters to leave their eggs in the sand? But wait a minute. This is what the feather of the symbol that represents the ostrich is, right? Which leaveth her eggs in the sand and warmeth them with dust. What does that mean, brother? Warmeth her eggs with dust. Even a chicken, a hen, whatever. Birds know to sit on their eggs to warm them, help them to hatch, be there for them, protect them. Not the ostrich. The ostrich warms her eggs with dust. You know what this means? Just like the majority of Israelite wicked ass women do, that's stuck in Egyptology and because I'm pretty confident that you can divorce and if you follow Ma'at. Why? Because all of Ma'at false deities family members did what? They committed adultery. You can't teach our people a custom of people of false deities that commit adultery, who have sex with animals and have sex with other men. If that's what you promote, then that's your spirit. Whatever you listen to, that's what goes inside of you. Whatever you read, that's what goes inside of you. That's not purity. So the ostrich does what with all the wisdom of Ma'at? There's no wisdom in it. She is the counterfeit false image of Chachmah, which is the real spirit of wisdom. And you, brother, do not know her. That's why I want to introduce you to wisdom. I don't want to just have this, this ain't a debate, it's a smash session. You know why? Because Ma'at has no validity. It will teach your family nothing but how to say, I. We're not supposed to lean on our own understanding. Let's look at the knowledge of the ostrich. Verse 14, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them with dust. Now that's funny. She warms them with dust. That's funny. She bangs out on them. And forgetteth that the foot may crush them. The ostrich forgets that the foot, animal come up, just step on her eggs. She has the babies, then she bangs out. You mean to tell me this winged heifer, this anthropomorphic false deity dog, is the representative of image of wisdom that we're supposed to use? I think if not, good sir. And forgetteth that the foot might crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. So the image of the ostrich has nothing to do with wisdom. Let's read on. Verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones, which is why we don't want to teach the women. We don't want to teach our virgin daughters to follow Ma'at. You sitting there with a damn unk and an ostrich feather. Ostrich is an unclean bird. A feather and an unk. That is not the symbol of wisdom. When you read about Chachmah, I want you to learn about her. I want you to learn about Chachmah. Matter why? Reason being is because you can actually see that there's no description of her. Her beauty is so far gone that you can't even describe how fine she is. She's the unspotted mirror of the Most High's glory. All right. So I want to encourage you to learn about Ma'at. Now I'm talking to you specifically, and I don't like saying your name.
1 minute remaining.
Don't like saying the name because the name is attached to a faggot false god. Literally go and look up Seth. With that being said, she is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. Watch this, verse 17. Because Yahweh hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted in her understanding. There is no wisdom, there is no understanding in the false deity ostrich feathered Ma'at. Salute.
All right. So I believe this is the final round. I believe that was round one in the final round. Once Brother Chef come on, this will be the end of the first 3 rounds. Is that right, Jeremiah Judah?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. So after Seth goes, we're going to go into the question and answer segment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask both of the brothers the first 2 questions. Then I'll pass it on to them. And then after that, the people in the audience will be able to type in your questions, and we'll post your questions so that the brothers can answer them. All right. Please show your love and support. Share the video. Right. Hit the like button. Let's go. All right. Seth, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jeremiah Judah.
All right. Go ahead. It's 8:30, 8:32. You got to 8:42.
I bet. Now this man, I hope y'all caught this analogy what he tried to compare a black woman to. He just basically called a sister a dumb bird that leaves their eggs in the dust. Speaking of the black woman, this is how he talks about the black woman. This is what these Bible believers think about the black woman. Let's see in their scriptures how they treat their woman. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28. If a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her, and they are discovered, he shall pay the girl's father 50 shekels of silver. He must pay the girl, for he has violated her. He can never divorce her as long as he lives. This is blatant and downright rape and sex trafficking. So you mean to tell me that you're going to tell the black people that they are dumb and don't have reading comprehension when they read this book? Yo, God is condoning rape. He's saying rape and sex trafficking is good. All you have to do is pay the 50 shekels. Let's see what Ma'at and the Kemetic law did with rape. Rape was punished by death. In case of foreigners, it was exile. The violation of a woman was punished by mutilation of the male offender on grounds of 3 crimes: insult, defilement, and bastardy. We didn't tolerate that. You're not gonna find that in none of our stories. You're not gonna find it in our doctrine. Nah, he want to go to Job. Let's see. Is that justice? Is that righteousness? Is that balance? Is that order? No, that's simply chaos. And you're condoning it. You can rape somebody and pay their father $50. I wish you would. I wish you would. I tell you, stay right there. And then when I come back, it's off with your head, brother. I don't care if you're a Hebrew or not. It's off with your head. You come with mine. You know what type of trauma you didn't put on this child? Now let's go to Job. Since he want to read Job, he want to skip the first chapter. On the day the angel, the first chapter, verse 6. Job, the first chapter, verse 6. One day the angels came to present themselves for the Lord, and Satan also came with him. So Satan just chilling with the angels. The Lord said to Satan, look, the Lord talking to him. He ain't even say, get out of here, or nothing. He ain't try to punch him in the face or nothing like that. He ain't try to kill him or nothing. He just, what's up? Where have you come from? Man, what you mean where I come from? Satan answered the Lord, from roaming through and from out the earth, we go back and forth in it. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. Does Job fear God for nothing? Satan replied. Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed his work in his hands, so that his flocks and herds can spread throughout the land. But stretch your hand from him, and I will strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. The Lord said to Satan, now watch this, y'all. Very well. He condoned the shit. Then everything he has in his hands, but on the man himself do not lay a finger. Then Satan went out in preservation. One day, now let's see what he did. The messenger came to Job, the oxen plowed, grand. Well, I don't want to read the whole chapter just for time's sake, but everybody know that he killed the man's whole family. And he made a bet. God bet, oh, your pathetic God, your made-up God, that these crackers put together and put a book, and now you ride here with this, foolishness talking about this us. This ain't us, we African. And you got the nerve to talk about you hate Esau? How you gonna hate Esau? You the one stole from him. You the one tricked him. Yeah, you right. If I was Esau, you right. I would take y'all into slavery for what you did to me. You didn't put my mama against me. You didn't trick my daddy. You didn't banish me. Yeah, you didn't ruin my life. You right. I hate you. Now look what your God did to Job. Yeah, but you want to talk about family. You want to talk about there ain't no righteousness in this book. Ain't no balance in this book. Ain't no justice in this book. Ain't no order in the book. The book is chaos. Now watch this. Let's go to Judges 19:22-26. This is Gabay and the Levite concubine. He sends his concubine to a mob of angry men. This is what Hebrews thinking they women. This is what they want our women to be up under. This is the code, the law. This is what they want the black community. This is how they want us to treat our. You heard him earlier. He compared the black woman to a dumb ostrich that lay their eggs in dirt and leave. Now watch this. Sends out a concubine to an angry mob where they gang raped her. Left her on the stoop, bruised and bloody. Now watch what the Hebrew man do. But afterwards, the man cuts up the body and sends it to the 12 tribes of Israel. This nigga on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. He done chopped up the body of this black woman and sent it to the 12 tribes. Now let me ask you this. What was the point of mailing a woman's body parts to the 12 tribes? Which I was gonna do with what Benjamin? Oh, I got a foot. A foot came in the mail from Quebec. What y'all gonna do with it? Y'all gonna do with it like how the white folks used to do us? Put it on your mantle and show it off? You gonna pickle it? That's what you gonna do? Because that's what he did. This what y'all do to y'all women? This how y'all feel about the black woman? She a dumb bird? Yeah, I would be a dumb bird too, messing with y'all. I would hate y'all too. I would talk back too. If this how y'all treat me, you want my daughter to learn this? Maybe this is over my dead body. Over my dead body, I let y'all teach my child this crap. This is made up crap. The earliest response is the papyrus salt of 124. Comedic response to the first ever noted charge of rape in 1200 BC. But yeah, your culture, y'all condone rape culture. All you gotta do is pay the father 50 shekels. I can just say, and then watch this. What your boy Lot did? He wanted to send his virgin daughters out to be gang raped. Oh, so this seems like a running theme in the Bible. Gang rape, snatching women up. What the boy from GMS said? Oh yeah, we gonna get them when they young. Over my dead body. I'll fight till I ain't got no breath, nigga. So my daughter can't learn none of this shit. Read these stories and daddy, what's this and what's that? Nah, y'all look over it. Y'all don't want the people to know this. Y'all don't want the people to know that God made a bet with the devil to fuck up a nigga life. But you want to talk about family? Look at what Jacob did. Look at what Jacob did to Esau. Now watch this. Y'all ain't got no justice, no balance, no order, or no righteousness. Look at Moses. Let's go to Moses. Let's go to Moses and see what he did. What
1 minute remaining.
All right, bet. Hold on. What Moses did as soon as he got off Mount Sinai, go to the Canaanites and kill them, utterly destroy them. Kill the boys, the non-virgin women, and keep the virgins for yourself. Now we know what that means. That means the little girls. You want to talk about regard for children? Nigga, Moses just came off the mountain with the Ten Commandments in place. Say, thou shalt not murder. And the first thing you do is you go slaughter a whole group of people. It ain't got nothing to do with what you doing. You stealing just so you can steal their land. Y'all was on some Christopher Columbus type stuff. That's what y'all did.
And time.
So, man, Israel don't belong to you. Israel don't belong to you. You stole it. Y'all some thieves.
Hey, Seth, what'd you say we are?
Some thieves.
All right, man. All right. So, hey, hey, man, good job, man. Good job. The brothers bringing out the zeal. You understand? Bringing out the zeal. And the people are speaking, man, in the comment board. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to transition from here. We're going to go into the question and answer segment of it, where these brothers are going to be able to directly question each other. But first, I'm going to ask 2 questions of these brothers. My first question, Seth, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, great. My first question is to both of you brothers. Now, it's imperative that we, it has been said that the greatest thing that you can teach a person is to teach them who they are. All right? To teach them who their ancestors are. So I think we all can agree that the majority of the so-called slaves that came to America in cargo slave ships came from the western parts of Africa. Okay? They came from the western parts of Africa. We know that Egypt is in the east. So my question to you, King Seth, and same question to you, Karata Zaya, is what bit of history can you provide that can connect the slaves that was brought to America to Egypt and to you, Karata Zaya, to the children of Israel? All right, first question is to King Seth. You got 2 minutes.
Well, I can't connect Kemet to Egypt. There, I don't believe there's a record of them being on the west coast of Africa. You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't deviate me from practicing an original African spirituality. I'm not saying I'm from Kemet. I don't trace my bloodline and say I'm Egyptian. I'm not Egyptian. My DNA will probably come back. I'm West African. But I chose to follow my eye because my eye makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is the Bible. It makes no sense. Everything that I just read you, all this deceit. Y'all talk about family all the time, but your God continues to break up family after family after family. How can you even talk about family? Y'all talk about y'all hate these people, but y'all the people that does something to them. These people have reason to hate you. Look at what you did to them. So say, because nothing in this Bible can be proven. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm from Kemet. I follow my eye. And reincarnation is just not an Indian practice. If you would know anything about history, you would know that the religion came from Africa. Spirituality came from Africa anyway. It was ours to begin with. We created it. So you don't know what the hell you talking about.
All right. Jeremiah, if you can start the clock, 2 minutes for Karata Zaya, same question.
All right.
All right, Shalom Mashpakayim. The first thing that I would tell you to do is find you your closest Bible that you can. The older the translation, the better. I do want to salute you, Brother Malak King. Listen, no disrespect. I don't like saying Seth. And the reason being is because the origin of that name is really, really bad. It's not a good meaning. And I believe that you're a good brother, man. You know, just because we don't see things, you know, similarly with the scriptures and the Torah, man, you know, it doesn't mean that I don't believe that you won't see it, because I think that you can if you want to. So first things first, you know, I want to salute you because you said something that really moved me. You said, you know, it doesn't make sense to me. And I got to tell you, bro, the Bible didn't make sense to me either at first. So here's my first thing to point to our people back to any type of understanding culture. Go back to the very oldest Bible that you can find. Go back to the Torah. The 1611 King James is the one that is a very good one if you don't read Hebrew. But there's another thing that you can use. It's called it's a website, and it's called slavevoyages.org. Slavevoyages.org gives you names of those Israelites that were on slave ships, and a lot of us had Shemitic Hebraic names such as Yah all throughout our names. All right, our names just in ourselves go back to Hebraic culture. First things first, look at the Bible. Don't completely throw it away. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. If you don't believe all the stories, at least look at who are these people that were whipped on their backs, brought on slave ships. Families were broken up. It wasn't the Most High God that did that. It was us that did it because we worship Ma'at and other belief systems. Once we go back to our culture, then things start to line back up. All right. And we are to hate. If something is bad, you're supposed to hate it. Homosexuality is bad. I hate homosexuality. If it's talking about hurting our people, it's bad. I hate that. Time.
All right. So
let me say something to that. Let me say something to that, bro. Let me say something to that. First of all, bro, you saying you hate Seth. But bro, you know how I got my name? My people didn't get this from Egypt. They got it from right out the Bible. That's what my grandmother named me. She named me my middle name.
Hallelujah. Double honors to the King. Double honors to your grandparents. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Look. Now you want not, and then you say not understand it. Go back to the oldest Bible. Why in the hell would I go back to a Bible that came in 1611 AD when I have copyright from 2375 BC?
Okay, then just go and read it in Paleo Hebrew, which was before then, brother. Easy.
This is the oldest archive, not no 1611 Bible that was written by some homosexual white boy.
All right, man. All right. So I'm gonna leave over the floor to you, brother, so y'all be able to interact in just 1 second. I have a question for both of you brothers, one for Seth and one for Karata Zayah. I just asked Seth the question first, so I'm gonna go to you, Karata Zayah. My question is, how do you justify Jacob lying to his father about impersonating Esau?
No worries. So if you read the beginning of that narrative in Genesis chapter 25, his mother already knew what the blessing was going to be. She knew it was going to come down to him. So I can't justify what his actions were only by saying this. He followed his mother's instructions by knowing that the prophecy said that he would be the one to receive the inheritance, not his older brother Esau, but him receiving the inheritance. So it's not that Jacob went in there and he bold-faced lied of his own. If you go back and read the narrative, Jacob didn't want to do it. Genesis chapter 25, Jacob said, lest my father perceive me to be bad, and then he put a curse on me. And his mother said, your sin be upon me. Why? Because his mother knew that what he was doing was the will of the father, not the lying part, but actually going in there and claiming his inheritance. Okay. So again, when you read that whole narrative, starting at Genesis chapter 25, verse 1, I encourage you to, please do. Once you do, you'll see that the Most High told his mother that told his mother, their mother, that he would receive the blessing. Why? Because he came out the younger. If Esau would have came out the younger, guess what? She would have told Esau to do the same thing. So it's a very easy case to see. We just got to understand the Bible narrative. The blessing was to go to the younger son. Jacob came out being the younger. If Esau was the younger, then Esau would have got the blessing, but that's not the case. All right. So I pray that helps with the answer.
All right. Seth, here's my question for you. Jeremiah Judah, prepare the clock when the brother begins to answer,
I thought I
answer
had
his
that
question.
on.
No. I gotta ask you something about my yacht, brother. All right.
I saw one to get on board.
Well, that's all right, bro. I'm about to pass the mic, so you brothers will be able to ask each other anything you want. All right? So my question to you is, how do you believe half? Well, let me ask you this: how is it that you do not believe in an afterlife when Mayat is the preparation for the afterlife?
Ma'at is
start
not
the clock.
Preparation. Ma'at is not. I ain't gonna say necessarily the preparation, but it's the walk that you walk. It's your everyday, your characteristic. That's why they was weighing Ani's heart on his character, on his deeds. You see what I'm saying? It's not just about the afterlife. It's about the way you walk. You can Ma'at is just a symbol of this cosmic order. It is not a religion. It's the way you walk. Now Ani probably believed in this. He believed in something else, but at the end of the day, he had to walk through Ma'at to get to his deity or whatever he believed in. That's why Ma'at can transition within time. That's why Ma'at is flexible. Ma'at is for the time period that you're living in. It's the way that you walk through life, your everyday deeds. That's why it's I. Because it gives you self-responsibility. Not saying that I can go out there and murder 75 people and then say, oh, Jesus died for me on the cross, so I can just give it to him and my sin is forgotten. No. Your deeds stick with you. That's why your heart is being weighed on everything that you did. We don't have an excuse. We don't have somebody to put our burdens on. We carry our own burdens. We don't give it to Jesus or Yahweh. Ain't nobody can save you from the decisions that you make. Because if you don't make righteous decisions, then your decisions is not going to be just. And if your decisions are not just, then they're not going to be balanced. And if they're not balanced, then you have no order. What is the opposite of order? Chaos. And if the individual does not walk Ma'at, then you will bring nothing but chaos within your life because the decisions that you make will not be righteous. Now, afterlife, yeah, I believe in reincarnation. That is an afterlife. I'm coming after this life. So I believe that my deeds will be.
All right, man. So I appreciate you, brothers, man. Got to pass this off to you, brothers. I began with Seth. So Seth, I'm gonna give you the first. No, I'm gonna give Karatazar because he answered the question first. So Karatazar, I'm gonna give it to you. Pass it over to you. You brothers will be able to go back and forth. We're gonna give you 2 minutes on your question. We're gonna give the brother 2 minutes to respond, and then it'll be his turn. He'll have 2 minutes for a question, and then you will have 2 minutes to respond. We'll do 3 rounds of that, and then we'll go into the comment board. So, brothers and sisters that are watching in the comment board, get your questions ready for these brothers, and then we'll bring your questions on. All right. So, Karatazaya, the floor is yours. Jeremiah Judah, if you can start the timer.
All right. So first things first, I'm gonna give a salute to you, Ak, Seth, Yahweh Basham Mashak Shabbarakatah. Double honors to your father and double honors to your mother. All right. Double honors to your grandparents who named you that righteous and beautiful name. You know, that's a beautiful shine, man. So Tawada Yahweh, hallelujah. All right. So so now that's said, now here's my next thing. I wanted to ask, and it was a question I had earlier, is and I mentioned it earlier, but I'm gonna bring it up again. So are you a witch? Are you a male version of a witch would be a warlock? So are you a warlock? Do you participate in witchcraft? And what's your stance? Do you believe that if you do not, do you believe that witchcraft is a good thing? Now, remember, this is based off of what's best for our people. So are you a witch? Do you perform witchcraft? Are you a warlock? And do you think that witchcraft is good?
To answer your questions, which I'm gonna say, I don't know what the hell this got to do with anything about Kimmy or my aunt. But to answer your questions, no, and I don't. I mean, whatever a person does is none of my business. You see what I'm saying? But I don't condone witchcraft personally, or whatever you're doing it, or whatever kind of, you know what I'm saying? If you not hurting nobody, if you not bringing pain and suffering on people, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. But as soon as you start hurting people, soon as the things start happening because of you or because of what you're doing, then hey, say something you got to be dealt with.
Hallelujah. Through all for that. All right, I want to read this to you real quick. I can give me your opinion on this, and thank you for that direct and honest answer. That no, you do not support witchcraft. No, you are not a warlock. What a blessing to hear. And no, you are not a witch. I want to get your opinion on this real quick. This is an excerpt, bro, and I'll share the information. It says, the Egyptian Book of the Dead is a collection of spells which enable the souls of the deceased to navigate the afterlife. The famous title was given the work by Western scholars. The actual title would translate to the book, the actual title of the so-called Book of the Dead. The actual title is the Book of Coming Forth by day, or spells for going forth by day. All right. So the reason why I said that is because the Book of the Dead is just a book of spells. It's a book of spells that are for after a person died. Incantations and other principles that's supposed to be done after the afterlife. I feel you when you say, yo, we got to walk this thing into life, but we can't use a witchcraft book if we are not witches. Now, when we look at the principle of Ma'at, and I'll yield on this. When we look at the principle of Ma'at is found in spell 125. That's public information. So with your confirmation that you are not a witch, you got to put down a witchcraft book. You got to put down a Book of the Dead, man. Pick up a book of life. Now, if you don't want to do 1611 King James, which is new, I feel you on that. How about not learn Paleo Hebrew, which it's got some antiquity to it. So that was the reason why I asked you that, because as I was studying this, I found out that this is a book of witchcraft. So with that being said, the water for your response.
All right, Seth, the floor is yours.
All right, the thing about it is, you fail to understand that my art is different from the spells.
2 minutes, Jeremiah.
My art is way different than the spells. I don't adhere to the spells. I don't say the spells. The spells were for Ani and his belief. But in order for him to get to his belief, he had to walk my art. You can be whatever, but walk my art. You can worship a stick, but walk my art. Adhere to these natural laws. So therefore your decisions will be righteous. So you will have justice, balance, and order. Your walk is what is more important than trying to add to the book. These are the deeds that you must do. Not no spells. That was just for Ani. You got to understand that the Book of the Dead comes out of his papyrus, out of his sarcophagus. This was in his sarcophagus. He was a scribe. It was for him. But he walked Ma'at. That's why you see some of the pharaohs with Ma'at over their head, standing up the statues, because the Ma'at over their head meant they upheld Ma'at. Their walk, their decisions was righteous, so they brought justice to the people. They brought balance to the people. They brought order to the people because of their righteous decisions that they made.
All right, Seth, you are running out of time on your question. 2 minute question, 2 minute answer.
Oh, I got it. I really don't got no question for him, man. My case closed just for the simple fact that, hey, we don't need to ask no more questions. Everybody on here know this book. We can't look over this and try to. That was, like I said, the last law. The last law of nature, of the natural law, is the law of pain and pleasure. But we want to feel good. He can read that feel good doctrine just like he tried to clean up that Esau. Just like he tried to clean up that Esau real good. But if this is the most omnipotent God, why didn't he just flip the babies in the stomach? Why didn't he make Esau come out last? He's the omnipotent God. But now he wanted to play games. and sit there and break up a happy home. I ain't got no questions, man. We see the treachery, the debauchery, the rape, the murder, and then I didn't even get to the homosexuality. But I know they got a running theme. They got a running theme of gang raping people. So I ain't got no question, bro. My case cold.
All right. Do you have any questions?
I do.
Okay, floor is yours.
All right.
Jeremiah, start the timer.
Okay.
Earlier, the statement was made that there's no consistency with the Bible, which is not a true or an accurate statement. Although there's many translations of the Bible that have been made throughout time, and even new versions that have been dispelled and put to the side and proven to be inaccurate, the antiquitous books of the Bible, such as the 1611 King James, such as the Paleo Hebrew and the Hebrew versions, all of them are meticulously put together, and they're all accurate, saying the same thing. So it is not true that the Bibles are not consistent. So my question is, why is it that not one of any two books of the dead, why aren't any one of the two books of the dead the same? And also, why is it whenever you look at the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at, why aren't any of them the same? The reason why I ask is because I believe that this shows a great inconsistency with the religion of the false deity Ma'at. I believe that shows a great inconsistency. So here's the question. Why aren't there any two Book of the Deads that are the same? And then also, why aren't any lists of the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at the same?
All right, well, since you want to say that, it has no consistency. So I would beg to differ, because the King James Bible has 66 books. The Jewish Bible has 24. The Roman Catholic has 73. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church has 81 books. There's over 33,000 different Christian sects. How many other Hebrew Israelite camps? And several hundred different spin-offs of the Bible, just with people like Jim Jones and shit. So consistency, I beg to differ, my brother. Ain't now one of these books is consistent. 33,000 different Christian sects? And y'all reading out the same book and can't come to the same conclusion? Either y'all a bunch of dummies?
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Not for your question. The reason is it really is the same thing. All you have to do is just sit there and do comparative study. Because like I said, order, balance, justice, and righteousness. It's the same thing as harmony, balance, judgment, and truth. It's the same thing. It's just different words. All you have to do is just sit there and read all three of them, and you can match up what it says. Like I did the other day. It says, I will not desecrate the earth. Then it said, I will not pollute the water on another one. It's the same thing. The basic point of it is not to pollute. You see what I'm saying? It's saying the same exact thing. All you have to do is just put them right there together and read them one at a time. And some of the translations, the person that did it, some of them was reading from right to left, and some of them was reading left to right. Some of the people that they didn't understand it, but when you read it and you sit there, it's basically the same thing. All you have to do is just do comparative study. Read. Do the fourth law that I was doing. Do the fourth law that I said. Pain and pleasure. You want to feel good doctrine? Read something that might hurt your feelings, but it's the truth. You might get some righteousness, justice, balance, and order.
All right, the water for that. Thank you for that. All right, so I'm gonna read this excerpt real quick. This excerpt is historical ancient antiquities. All right, and it reads pertaining to the Book of the Dead. Thank you for your answer. Although the work is often, again, this is the book of spells. All right, so pertaining to the witchcraft book of spells, which you say you do not participate in, but it's a complete contradiction. Although the work is often referred to as an ancient Egyptian Bible, it is no such thing, although the two works share the similarity of being ancient compilations of texts written at different times, eventually gathered together in book form. Here's the point. The Book of Spells of the Dead was never codified, and no two copies of the work are exactly the same. They were created specifically for each individual who could afford to purchase one of the manuals to help them in the afterlife. Egyptologist Geraldine Pinch explains. The Egyptian Book of the Dead is a term coined in the 19th century CE for a body of text known by ancient Egyptians as the spells, since we're not witches and we don't perform witchcraft, the spells of going forth by day. After the Book of the Dead was first translated by Egyptologists, it gained a place in popular imagination as a Bible of the ancient Egyptians. The comparison is very inappropriate. The Book of the Dead, the Book of Spells, was not the central holy book of the Egyptian religion. It was just one of a series of manuals comprised to assist the spirits of the elite dead to achieve and maintain a full afterlife. With that being said, it's the same as the Beetlejuice book, the movie Beetlejuice. Whenever they died and they got the manual for afterlife, that's the exact same thing that it is. None of them are the same because each person that it went to got to write what they wanted to go in their own individual books of the dead. So whenever they were found, Ani had a different one than that individual. It's a cartoon book. That was written by each individual person, authorized. With that being said, that's wonderful edification and its history. All right, I rest. Shalom.
All right, family. So,
All right, so
you got a question, Steph? We can come back to you.
oh, no, I was gonna say something.
Let's keep the order. Let's keep the order. Let's keep the order, man.
Bet.
All right. So, that's it. Unless you brothers have more questions for one another, we're gonna go to. You have another question?
Right, well, yeah, I do. Okay.
Well,
so my next.
Hold up. Let's let Seth respond, and then you can ask your question.
See, that's what I'm saying. You want to say you want to call the Book of the Dead a cartoon book, and that it wasn't a Bible, and people can purchase it. The spells. Did you not hear? I said, "Whoa, is my eye." The spells are separate from my eye. My eye is its own thing. My eye is the cosmic order of things. My eye is the earth. My eye is the way that you walk. Everything lives my eye. Animals live my eye. Don't even know it. Half of y'all on here is living my eye and don't even know it. Y'all want to call it something else. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. The Book of the Dead and the spells are separate from the walk. The papyrus of Ani just happened to had my eye in it. So,
all right, Thawada, thank you for that. So I don't. Oh, go ahead, brother.
I just said I just don't understand how hard that is to understand. We can make it simple as baby food, and a cartoon book. But you got a book talking about a damn fish swallowed a man? You got a book talking about a damn donkey talk? Unicorns and shit? And you want to talk about warlocks? Nigga, you got wizards and all kind of shit in this book. What you talking about a cartoon book? We ain't talking about talking donkeys. We ain't talking about men living in fish for 3 days. We ain't talking about a 900-year-old man building a boat and every animal fitting on the boat. How did the sloth from South America get there? Yeah, see, cartoon book. Yeah, it's a cartoon book, all right. Yeah, this Bible is. And you talking about it can't hold up. Man, it's a book that was created in 1611, man. Stop playing, man. We know the history of this book.
All right, Thawada, thank you. You still going?
Yeah, go ahead, Curtis.
I was gonna say, Thawada, thank you for that. So the thing that's hard about it is we're told that Ma'at is this, we're told that Ma'at is that, but brother, yes or no question. Have you read on this debate one historical proof to back up what you've been saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
all you have to do is the pharaohs, brother. Yes.
Okay. So on this debate, on this debate that we've had, on this debate that you had, go ahead, brother.
I was just saying that's 3,000 years of success. 3,000 years of black people ruling, being on top, doing what the hell we do in harmony, which is order. You can
All right.
see it.
So
Out of Africa.
all right. So the issue, the contradiction comes in when we're told that Ma'at is this, we're told that Ma'at is that, but when we look up what
This
Ma'at,
will be the last question. So I just want to inform you of that. This will be the last question here. We're going to go. I want all the brothers and sisters in the comment board. The comment board is lighting up. I can't keep up with all the comments. You understand? So I'm trying to shed light on everyone that's making statements. But go ahead and load up your questions in the comment board. If you have any questions for these brothers, Karata Zayah, this is your last question. Go ahead, brother.
no question. Do have a question.
Bring it out.
Okay, all right. So, hallelujah. So my question is: the last time that we spoke, Seth said that from the first to the 25th dynasty of Egypt, the principles of wisdom were practiced. My question is: if we say from the first to the 25th dynasty, the first to the 25th dynasty, then who would have been the first? It's actually a two-part question. Who was the first pharaoh, and then who was the one who taught the first pharaoh? That's it. Are you?
Well, the first pharaoh was normal. So most likely he was taught. He was raised through scribes. The same thing. The same little situation.
What's that name? Say that name again. What's that name again?
Normal. So he had to do the same. He most likely had to do the same thing that Moses had to do. You know, when they say he was learned in all the ways of Egyptians and all that, he probably had to go to that school and learn for 40 years. For 40 years, not sit in the desert and have a dream. You know, not hear people talking to him, telling him to go murder their son on top of a mountain just to see if you love me. You know what I'm saying? Not no emotional, jealous.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can you provide a historical date or anything like that for the name Norma?
I'm on my phone and I can't get to it. But I'll put
no
that
sweat,
in the chat.
No sweat. No sweat. Please, the floor is still yours, brother. Go ahead. No sweat. No big deal. The floor is still yours, King.
Oh yeah, I'm done. I thought Jeremiah was going to say something.
Yeah, no worries. All right, family. So we're taking a look at the comment board. I want to give you brothers a round of applause for doing an excellent job of bringing forth the information to the best of your ability. All right, family, in the comment section, I would like you to name the person who you're, and I'm going to show the name here. Hold on one second here. Show these brothers' names. Well, you have you have Karata Zaya, right? You can either put question for Hebrew or question for Seth. Question for Hebrew, question for Seth. We're going to take your questions now, family. If you have any questions, we're going to give you about 5 minutes. Then I want you all to post your questions. Are there any questions? Because the comments they bang each other over here. All right.
Team Heretic in the building, Magnum Heretic. Right?
Yeah.
We come to bring the light and the truth. Real talk. If I gotta put these smelling salts up under y'all nose, I'm gonna wake y'all up out of it, man. Shake it out. Let's get back to this African spirituality so we can rule like kings again. This time we're gonna rule longer than 3,000 years.
All right.
That's my eye.
All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes in the comment section. Y'all have any questions for these brothers? All right, well, come on with it, Kyle. Stop playing. All right. You have a yes, I have a question. Okay, what's your question, brother? All right, so here's a question here for you, Seth. Well, we'll phrase it in a question. It says, you can be judged on my eye in the afterlife. So I'll put that as a question. Can you be judged on my eye in the afterlife? Seth.
I mean, no, because that's what you're being judged to go to the afterlife. Then that's when you reach immortality. So if you go into the after, in the case of Ani, now he's already been judged. He's not going to be judged twice because his deeds was righteous. That's how he got to immortality. That's how he got to become a god like us all and reach that like I say, that immortality from the mortal world to the immortal world.
All right, thank you, brother. All right, Karatazaya, here's a question for you.
Let me respond to that real quick, if you don't mind. All right, so that's not accurate. All right, so according to how it actually works is, and I'm gonna read this excerpt real quick, and it says, also known as the Declaration of Innocence, what's called the 42 Negative Confessions or the 42 List of Sins. All right, Declaration of Innocence. All right, which the soul of the deceased can honestly say that it has never committed when it stands in judgment in the afterlife. So that's the purpose of being able to so-called say that a person walked in Ma'at and also having their book of the dead is when they wake up in the afterlife, they will be able to pronounce that they haven't done these things and make themselves to be made worthy to accept it in the judgment. All right. So, you know, so there's that part. All right.
All right. All right. All right, Karatazaya.
Let me respond. Let me respond.
Okay.
Let me respond.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. If it's not true, bro, how can his heart be weighed and he's not dead? So you basically telling me that they're weighing his heart while he's still alive? You makes no sense and you don't know what you're talking about. You on Wikipedia and you Googling shit. Don't Google shit. If you wanna know, ask questions, bro.
Hey, you bearing false witness, Sock. I'm not on Wikipedia and I'm not Googling. You bearing false witness, so please don't lie. Also, here go the thing. The question was asked, now Jeremiah, please propose the question again. The question, I'm gonna read it. Can you be judged on my odds in the afterlife?
Hold up. Let's keep order. All right. We're gonna let Seth finish his statement, then I'm gonna let you respond, Karatazaya. So finish your statement. You have 30 seconds.
Oh, that was my statement. You told me now, so cool about it. Just like you told me earlier, I don't know nothing about my heart. But now you know everything? Not something not true? You need to study.
All right.
Do the law of pain and pleasure like I told you to read something.
All right, 30 seconds, Karatazaya, go.
Oh no, I already said that. I'm kosher, man. After the person is dead, then their heart is weighed. So that's what the purpose of it is, judgment in the afterlife. I'm done.
I know, sweat. Here's the next question. This question's for you, Karatazaya. What is the woman's position in the Hebrew system of African empowerment?
Can you please rephrase the question?
Yeah, Kyle Baba Kasha, please, could you please rephrase the question? All right, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to you, Kyle. All right, next question is for Seth. It is from the Scholastic Bully. Shout out to the Scholastic Bully, Genesis 49 Academy. All right. My question is towards Seth. How does the laws of Mayat teach accountability when you are only held accountable in the life after during judgment?
You're not judged in the life after doing judgment, crazy man. You're judged while you're on earth. You're judged on your character, your deeds, your actions on earth. When you die, that little place that y'all talking about, as soon as your breath leave your body, thought is supposed to be there to guide you to the scales. So you're not being weighed in the afterlife. Ma'at is the walk. I don't understand how y'all can't see that. Like, it's baby food, Gerber.
I got
and
you.
you still can't process it into it.
Got you. Got you. All right, Karata Zaya, this next question is for you. The question is: Moses' staff turned to a snake. Does he consider, or does you, Karata Zaya, consider that witchcraft, or does Moses get a pass because his God told him to do it?
Absolutely not. Moses is Masha, our legislator. Masha, the one who gave us our laws, is not considered to have performed witchcraft because he didn't take credit for performing the acts himself. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did those things. He told Masha to cast down his rod. So Masha never said, Alakazam, here's my rod. I'm going to cast it down. It turns into a slate. So no, he doesn't give a pass. The Most High tells us, and this is why keeping the Torah is so much better than Ma'at. And the reason being is because Ma'at doesn't teach you these principles. We are not to be respected as a person. If you wrong, you wrong. Flat out. If you're wrong, you're wrong. So I hope that answers your question. Masha did not change the serpent into the staff into a serpent himself. He was instructed by the Alahaya to do it, and the Alahaya performed all of his power. That's why Masha was put to death around the age of 120 years old, because once he split the rock by the power of the Most High, he said, must we give you water? So the same moment that Masha took credit for himself was the same moment that Masha got in trouble. So Masha did not change the staff into a serpent. Masha did not split the rock. Masha did not open the Red Sea. Masha didn't perform any of those acts. Masha was the vessel being used to be able to do those things, but it was the Most High who did it. And again, that's why Masha got in trouble. Masha also was the one who gave us the laws to not suffer a witch to live. All right, so I pray that answered your question in great detail. If you have any more questions, you can hit me up personally, and I'll give you the scriptures on them too. All right, shalom.
Thank you, sir. All right, next question.
Let me say something. Let me say something, bro.
Okay.
How dare you?
Much better is if you take by the hand and come, in order that you may so.
Wrong. Jacob deceived somebody and he got blessed. Moses murdered and committed genocide and they blessed y'all. He fucked over Esau and now y'all hate him. God hates Esau and he didn't do nothing wrong. How dare you? And then talk about the laws, talk about Ma'at. Ma'at teaches you righteousness, justice, balance, and order by following the natural order. That's how it's going to help our people, by getting back to the natural order. By recognizing the natural laws and understanding them. Not understanding that a thief, a deceiver, or con artist is our forefather. Somebody that'll deceive a blind man. And then his wife. What are you talking about? This book don't need to be in the black community no more.
All right, so
talking about you're wrong. Well, then Jacob was wrong. Oh, I was going out. What I say?
All right. No worries. Seth, this next question is for you. Let me post it here. Question for Seth: who created the heavens and the earth?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. That is the answer. All right. So, next question.
Nobody knows. I mean, what you? Oh, okay.
No, I mean, unless you want to expound on that, brother, it's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how can nobody was there to see this happen? So how can somebody tell the only thing we can do is try to conduct scientific experiments and guess and make a theory or hypothesis, but we can't say it's a man up there that did this with a list and he checking it twice like Santa Claus?
Okay.
We can't do that. You can't just say that this happened like this, man, because it didn't.
All right. So, Karata Zaya, this next question is for you. Hebrew. Question. Unity for our people is the biggest priority. How do you explain the separation of our people by the Bible by believers and non-believers that promote separation, Africans as servants?
Well, I do agree that Shalom. That's a good question. I do believe that unity for our people, is not only a big problem, but it's mandatory. We need it. One thing that was thrown in the mix in that question was that Africans and Israelites being put in the same category. That has to be, looked at also. Africans are not Israelites. The majority of Negroes that call themselves such names as Daniel Heru are Negro descendants that came from slave ships. There are no Umbakus that are on this page saying that they're African or that they're Hebrews. It's usually Negroes that are of Negro descent that are saying that they're Africans that are talking about joining and being united with them. So I don't teach that we should be united with Hamites. Just like I don't teach that we should be united with Arabs. I personally do believe that all nations need to humble down and serve you, not us serve them or even be united with them. I do believe that we need to be united amongst ourselves. If you can take your lineage back to that slave ship, or back to your family members that was in the South in them cotton fields, if you could take your family lineage back to them, then those are the ones who you should be united with. So the Bible didn't separate us by the knowledge of it. We actually separated ourselves by being disobedient to the Most High. And then he scattered us. So he commands us now to come back by keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And yes, we do know who created the heavens and the heavens of the heavens. It was the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. His name is Yahweh. All right. The documentations, we can do the scientific experiments and all that good stuff. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, even science can't explain the things of the Most High. All right. So, but I yield the floor. And the answer to your question is, I don't believe that we should be joined with Africans unless they're serving us. I don't believe they should be joined with Hamites unless they are our servants. So let me say Hamites instead of Africans, because Israel is on the continent of so-called Africa, like at the top corner, like a bridging gap between Arabia and Africa. So we should be united as one, as a nation, but I do not believe in a segregation with other nations. I believe that's a major downfall for our people.
Okay, thank you, brother.
All right, let me say something there.
Okay.
How dare you? I'm appalled once again. even in your book, even in your story, you went and stole somebody else's land and murdered them and took their children and raped them, and then talk about this is our land. You ran to Egypt every time you needed help. You came to Africa every time you needed help. You came to the west coast of Africa and stayed there for 1,500 years. How dare you be so disrespectful and ungrateful to our ancestors that allowed you to come to our land? You see, this is what I'm talking about, man. If I was Pharaoh, when Jacob and them came down for famine, I'd have let their ass starve. And then y'all got the nerve to murder Canaanites and then say you hate them and y'all want to mix with them? How dare you disrespect those people like that when you murdered them and stole their land? And then your supposed savior called one of the Canaanite women a dog. How disrespectful and ungrateful you people are. You're right. We don't need to be with y'all. We don't need to be with y'all. What we need to do is take up arms because y'all will turn on us quick.
All right, thank you, brother. Thank you, Tuwada.
Black power.
All right, black power. All right, so next question is for you, Seth. Question for Seth. Did Ma'at bring the Hebrews out of bondage? Out of bondage of the Egyptians. Question is, did Ma'at bring the Hebrews out of bondage of the Egyptians?
Well, first of all, ain't no damn Moses existed, and ain't no damn children of Israel was no slave in bondage in Egypt. That's first. Second of all, you want to go on the narrative, we can go on the narrative. No, because in the narrative it says that your God did all this magic and wild Pharaoh and let him go. So according to the biblical narrative, no, but according to reality, according to facts, there was no Moses. There was no children of Egypt slaves in bondage in Egypt. So That's my answer.
All right. Next question. All right, so I guess it's for you, Karatazaya. The Bible is not, I don't know if this is a question or a statement here, but the Bible is not meant to be taken literally. They are only stories of our ancestors so that we can understand why we are being oppressed.
Hallelujah. Thank you for that very much. Hallelujah. The water. Thank you.
All right.
I got a question, Jeremiah.
Okay.
Now I don't agree with that, man. It sounds like some. Now I don't agree with that, man. It sounds like some battered woman syndrome. Some. I'm gonna blame myself for what my God did to me. This is the story. This is the narrative I'm going off of.
All right. So my question was because I had the floor out. So my question was,
how many got to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments for the Most High to crack the sky and come back? Huh? After all that we done been through, you talk about we in a bad state. We wasn't in a bad state until after the 80s. So what do you mean?
Hold up, you said we wasn't in a bad state until after the 80s?
I'm talking about the state right now that we in, like the fatherless homes, mass incarceration, drugs, people sagging their pants, not you know what I'm saying? The family structure. We had this before the 80s.
I get
it. We raised the village. They had one in your hometown, Horace, called Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenville. You see what I'm saying? This happened because people chose to do this, because white folks don't walk my act. They don't know my act. They break the natural law. So their decisions are not righteous. So their decisions are not righteous, they can't make just judgments. So therefore they have no balance. So what happens? They bring order, they bring chaos to order. Because they don't know my act. They don't walk my act. You know what they live? They live the Bible that tells you we can do this to these people. Beat your slave. Love your slave master like you love the Lord.
All right.
This is what they follow.
All right, I get it. Yeah, you got any statement?
You ain't want me to go in? You ain't want me to go in on your shit, huh, Howard?
No. I ain't stopping you. I just want to keep it. I want to keep it going. We got questions coming in, man. I want to keep it going. All right.
All right, Thawadi Howard. Hallelujah. All right, so now here's my question. If anyone can answer this, we know that the Torah Hatanakh does have instructions on helping the families to gather together, to raise, to children being obedient to the parents, women being humble, submissive, and obedient to their own husbands, to not be adulterers. All right, for men to guide the families in the correct way. Are there any laws that pertain to fathers raising children, wives being obedient and loving their husbands, and husbands being obedient and raising their women, their wives? Are there any of those three different type of sets of laws documented or located in Ma'at?
Yes, these laws can be found within the natural order of things. Therefore, if you have the natural order of things, you're following the natural order, then you're gonna be following Ma'at. So
are there any documented? No, bitch. Are there any documented? Man, stop that. Are there none? The point is, none of them are documented. That's the point. There's no documentations within that false bullshit book that tells us to take care of our families. That's the point. And you can't say that there are. That's the point. There's none. Zero. There's not one prophecy. There's no laws in the whole Ma'at trash book to tell us to be fathers to our children, to love our wives, or to tell our women to follow us. There's none. Now, not cosmic order. Anybody can say that. Anybody can say the natural law of cosmic order. I mean, I'm talking. You just talk for like 10 minutes, man. Humble yourself, man. Use Ma'at, bro.
All right.
So see, he cut me off.
Hold up. All right. So now we just got to get some order here, man.
It ain't personal. It's business, homie.
All right. So the question is, do you have any in Mayat in the list of Mayat?
You still there, Jeremiah?
Yeah, my bad. I was talking on mute. Do you have any in the list of Mayat anything dealing with child raising or corrective behavior of the woman? Karatazaya, correct me if I'm making that statement correct. Is that what you were asking, brother?
There's three. There's three. Is anything pertaining to the fathers? All right. Anything pertaining to this brother, man. Listen. I
told you.
Listen, I've already started talking, and with that being said, you got to listen, brother. You got to apply those Ma'at principles, man. You got to operate with wisdom and chastity and kindness, brother.
One at a time.
I'm still talking. I didn't answer my question. All right, the brother, he's doing all those.
Listen.
Why does he look like that? Stop it. So now I'm gonna finish answering my question now. So here's my question. Within Jeremiah, because you said, correct me if I'm wrong. There's three. All right. So you're right, Jeremiah. But the third one was if there's anything to do with fathers raising. The other part is with mothers, the other part with children. All right. I'm gonna yield the floor because see, that's another thing, man. My doesn't teach you another principle, which is called discretion. Yo, why don't you
hold up? We're not gonna do this. All right, we're not gonna do this. All right, so we're gonna move on from this. We're gonna move on from this, and we're gonna get to the next question. All right. So here's the next question. All right, here's the next question. Next question is okay. This is for you, Seth. How does the laws of Mayat teach accountability? Damn, did I already read this? Yeah, I already read that. Salaki.
Yep.
I already read that. Salaki. All right. Kyle, you say you're asking for a specific reason. You have to rephrase your question, brother, so we can have understanding, so the brother can understand what you're trying to ask him. All right. All right. Any more questions? All right. All right, here you go. Here we go, Seth. Here we go. Where is the location of where your heart is weighed in judgment, according to the tenets of the ancient Egyptians? This will tell when you will be held. So, like, yeah, when you will be held accountable. Do you understand the question?
I guess he asked me, where's the heart of mine?
Right.
Where your heart is weighed. It's in the spirits. It's in the spiritual realm, in the cosmos, bro. It's not on this earth.
All right, that's the answer, Joshua. I hope you got that. He said it's in the cosmos. It's not on earth.
Dumb question.
Right. All right.
It's in the afterlife. Crazy, man.
All right, man. So that looked like that's pretty much it. Well, what I want you people, brothers and sisters, to do in the comment section, we're gonna get a quick vote. We're gonna get a quick vote here, and then Seth, we'll probably set up a poll on Facebook as well as I take this video down and put it on Facebook by tomorrow morning. But I want the brothers and sisters, as we did on Maccabees TV, click the number 1 for Karatazaya. Click the number 1 for Karatazaya. Click the number 2 for King Seth. All right, I want y'all to load the comment board up. Who do you support? Who did a better job of representing what is best for Black people, the Bible or Mayat? 1 for Karatazaya, 2 for Seth. All right. For those that are in the comment board. All right. So first of all, I just want to say through water to you brothers. Seth, man, we had complications, brother, but damn, man, we worked it out, man. The last 2 hours, or the last we've been on 2 hours and 24 minutes. So I say the last hour and a half, we have had good volume. People heard you. You know what I'm saying? We figured it out. We figured it out, bro. So hopefully
I got to get another laptop. My bad.
Yeah, no sweat. We're gonna continue to work towards getting our technology better, so the brothers and sisters will be able to hear the information. So be on the lookout for the next debates that are coming soon from the Lions Den. Brothers and sisters are loading it up. Sister Karima, if you're watching, if you can create a tally, for the numbers of votes, I would appreciate it. Sister Karima, if you're watching, create a tally for the number of votes. Then we're also going to get a tally on Facebook by tomorrow. So I just want to say throughout, I appreciate it to you brothers, man. It took a lot to get to this point, and I'm so thankful that we got through it. Karatazaya, sincerely from my heart, man, I appreciate you pulling this thing out, man. I know it was difficult, also having technical difficulties on your end. So I appreciate you, brother, sincerely, and also Seth taking out the time, man, to bless the people with your wisdom as we continue to move forward to make an impact on our community. This is definitely coming from a place of love. And one thing that I can say about you, both you brothers, is that you believe in order. You believe in law. You believe in instruction. You believe in divine wisdom that will help us come out of darkness as a race of people, as being a race of lawlessness. So I want to say peace and blessings to both of you brothers. Are there any closing statements from either one of you brothers?
Khan, I have a closing statement.
I let Karatazaya know, man. Hey, man, you did a real good job, bro. It was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, peace and love to you, man. Black African power. And hey, I wish you well on everything you do, man. On all your endeavors, bro. I'll never be a hater, man. I'm nothing but a congratulate.
That's right. That's right.
Father, double honors to your mother. Basham Mashak Yahushua. And my closing statements are for all men to look at, position themselves, learn about the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Learn about his son, Yahushua, who was sent and did die, who was a Negro. His history and life is documented. So learn about his only begotten son who came and died for the children of Israel, that we may all come back to, a greater knowledge, So with that being said, I salute everybody that's been a part of this, and Thawada for you all patience. All right. And Malak, King Seth, your name is an honorable name. Hallelujah. Shalom.
That's great, man. So I appreciate you brothers again, man. Listen, more to come. We're going to keep this thing going. We're going to continue to work towards bringing powerful discussions to the people from various topics, right? We're going to be looking to have more things dealing with economics, more things dealing with cultural development, more things dealing with agriculture and feeding our people. These are the things that are in our heart. I want to take this opportunity to shout out to the Mashara Yasha'Allah, which is the government of Israel. If you're not familiar with this movement, make yourself familiar. We have a summit coming up in January. Matter of fact, I believe it's February, the first week in February. Flyers are out right now. So for those brothers and sisters that are in the Hebrew walk and those that are not in the Hebrew walk, but you are about governmental building, you're about helping positively affect your community, come meet us, man. Meet up with us, talk with us in the flesh as we continue to try to work to make an impact on our people, man. All right. At the end of the day, man, Black Power, man. You got something up?
I do. Also, coming to the summits, which this one will be held in Florida. What's the date of it again?
I believe it's in the first week of February.
Okay, Khan. So something I want to say is that the summits are a part of biblical prophecy that once the children of Israel went into captivity and slavery throughout different lands, that we would start to gather ourselves again, that we would start to call ourselves once again by our surnames. So us coming together for the summits are a part of biblical prophecy, and it's happening all over the world. All right. So the summits that's happening in Jerusalem also, right up in Dimona, Israel. So we do see a movement of black power. All right. We do see a movement of people that came from the continent of Africa all gathering together. And they're Hamites that are there too. They're Canaanites, there's Cushites that come, and they're servants, you know, and they do a wonderful job at being who they are. So we encourage everybody to come. All right. The scripture says to the Jew first, then to the Gentile, but it doesn't mean Gentiles can't come and participate. All right. So please, Baba Kusha, do come and participate, keep the summits, and keep the Most High's holy convocations. All right, the water.
All right, come. All right, Seth, man. Much love to you all, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. 2 hours and 30 minutes. You brothers did your thing, right? Great job, man, on your first formal debates, man. We're gonna keep this thing going, man. Peace and blessings to you all. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, my black pop.